Revolved triangle, I suggest feet hip width apart. So that means when you step your foot back and you turn your toes out, your heels should be hip width apart. If you go more like heel to heel alignment, that's totally fine. It's gonna be probably a little bit harder on the back ankle. It requires a little more flexibility. And now you're on a tight rope. Of course, that's a little bit more challenging. Feet hip width apart, so heels hip width apart. Back toes facing probably a little more than 45 degrees forward will be easier. The more you turn your back toes out, the more difficult it becomes because it pulls your pelvis open while you're trying to twist. Okay, so it would be a little bit more beginner to turn the toes in more. That's why if you lift up the back heel and turn it into a lunge position, that's much easier because your pelvis is a lot more closed, making kind of the pelvis does a lot of the twisting movement, right? So before your spine has to even rotate, your pelvis has now done most of the job. But when you turn the back heel down or toes out, it opens your pelvis. Now, because the pelvis is open, it forces your spine to twist deeper. So again, more advanced to turn the back toes out further, more beginner or more accessible, I should say, really. It's not so much, you could be a very advanced practitioner, but with your spine, you might have limited mobility. So more challenging would be turning the toes out, more accessible turning the toes in, okay? And then bowing straight forward is the prerequisite. Here is the prerequisite pose. Okay, so try this with me. I'm gonna say back foot more or less like 15 degrees turned out, and then try to get to a back bend position with both hands on each side of the front foot. Again, more accessible will be to place the left palm fully on the ground and start to initiate your twist by leaning back into the left hand. Now what will happen as a result, you'll kind of kick your right hip out to the right. It won't require that much of a rotation in the spine. To go the next step, if you just tried that and you felt pretty good with it, bring your hand in closer to the foot, and a little bit harder is to try to open the pelvis a little more. You can do that by leaning back into your left foot and then try to rotate here by lengthening the back. Again, pulling your right shoulder blade and right hand to the sky.